There's been a lot of talk about eggs lately amid record prices at the grocery store. OSU Extension food economist Dr. Rodney Holcomb gets us up to speed.
Going back just a couple of years, prior to 2021, in fact, the price of eggs wholesale would be under $1 a dozen. And then in the last couple of years, we've seen that rise to well over $2, $3, $4 per dozen on a wholesale basis, which means by the time you're paying the retail price out the door of the supermarket, you're paying well over $5 in many cases. There have been a lot of things that have played a role in this drastic increase in price. We can go back a couple of years and see a ramping up of feed grains and oilseed prices. And basically, when you're talking eggs, you're talking about the conversion of feed grains into that protein source. So as your feed ingredients went up, so did the egg prices. At the same time, chemicals went up. So what did it take to grow those feed grains? What did it take to transport those eggs? So whether it's fertilizer or fuel, those prices also ramped up substantially over the last just 2 years. Throw all of that on top of something that nobody wanted, avian flu. And we lost more than 10% of our laying hens last year. So we got a limitation of supply and a huge increase in costs. When you're talking about broiler chickens, the chickens for meat, the small broilers, roaster chickens that you may get at Walmart, for example, takes a matter of 4 to 6 weeks from hatch to the time that they're grown ready to go, those 4-pound birds. You get to the 8, 9-pound birds, you're talking 6 to 8 weeks. When you're talking a good laying hen, for her to reach maturity, just the breeds that we use for egg laying chickens, it's going to take months from hatching to the point where that hen is at a sexual maturity and able to be a consistent egg layer. So it takes months to get that hen up to where we can replace one of the 44 million laying hens that we've lost in the last year. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're past the peak demand. Holiday season, we demand eggs for everything. So we're past that peak. So demand has dropped off a little bit. Supply is slowly building back up. So even though we hit those peak prices right about the end of December, beginning of January, wholesale prices are starting to dip a little bit, but it's still going to be a few months before we see those prices go down to something that we think is consistent with the rest of food prices. I think we look at eggs as being the low-cost protein source. When prices of beef, pork, poultry, when they all get high, those on high-protein diets, keto diets, they look at eggs as a substitute. So we'll get the protein, but it'll be our low-cost substitute. Unfortunately, everything went up dramatically high in price, so eggs just kind of followed. But I think as we see everything else level off, we'll see the eggs come down as well.